Alright, I just put 2 screws in this tray. There's 2 screws that hold it down. Brackets I installed in the front of the case. I'll show you in the next case I built. Let's go ahead and put an SSD in this. How do I want to do that? I want to move it here, move it back so you guys can see it. It's going to install like this down. I'm going to go ahead and hook the power wire up now. Just like that. And the excess wire can go back down there. Four screws, screw in from the bottom of the case. I'm just going to get them started and line them up, and then I'm going to go around and check out the wiring here. Last one. So I'm just going to snug them up because I want to take a look. Make sure it looks square in there the way it's setting in the screw bosses, that it's square. It aligns with the fans, which means I'll have to actually kick it a little bit here. Okay, now let's see what I gotta do with it. So, just kick in the screws this way and snug it up. Give me a real screwdriver. There's something wrong with this screw and it's frustrating me. And that's because it's a Torx bit and not a Phillips head. Let's rectify that now. Shouldn't even have put it back in there. I should have tossed it. Alright, so now we have the SSD in. Trays in SSD, motherboard, socket, CPU, RAM. All the wiring still needs cleaned up. I need to reroute this all down around across the bottom. Right now I can go ahead and put this SATA cable I thought I could. Fan wire's in the way, so I need to put these ones behind the fan wire. And of course now I can't see the connector. Okay, now let's put the DVD drive in. SSD is all installed. The DVD drive. Got a scratch on it already. But they have a set of screws here that align in the brackets here, or this case, and they just slide in. It's good and hides some wiring. Let me turn this around so maybe you can see what's going on here. Just look in the direction of the power connector, which is there. And all this extra wire, like the rest, I want to hide back behind there. The lighting. Goes in here. SATA. Whoops. I gotta get a one larger screw or washer for that because that's just the way it is. It used to have different retaining clips and I took it out. So I'm just gonna get a larger panhead black screw here. I got one somewhere and I'll change that out and that'll hold it insecure. It's insecure, it just doesn't, it allows it to slide. Let's route some of these cables up. Front panel connectors. Go ahead and give this a couple twists, try to keep them all in the same bundle here. Dead spots on the left. That would be here. Okay, just leave them lay there for now. Our shortest will be USB connector. USB 2 connector. USB 2.0. However you want to say it. This is going to be kind of a mess getting these wires cleaned up, but I'll take care of it. This is also USB for the firewire. Which will go to that connector right there. No clue. 2 USBs, firewire, audio. This is audio. That's why it looked differently. Just can't see. Where the pin's missing. Sorry, blues audio. I'll get it right one of these times. Don't you worry. Okay, this is USB. .0. Front panel audio. Firewire. I am not hooking up Firewire. I need the last port for my memory card reader. And here's the wire for that. They're both the same. So plug it into the memory card reader. And that'll go down to the last USB port. Which I'm gonna have to do off the camera. I can't get to it. Here is fan connector. If I could find it, it's all the way over here. Okay. Let me clean this wiring up and I'll be back. And then we'll install the graphics card and a CPU cooler. I believe that's about all we got left. I'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Okay, all the cable wiring I got managed pretty well, as you can see in this other camera. So let's install. Everything's in. Let me check. Let's install the CPU cooler before we get to the graphics card because it could be in the way. Got a microfiber cloth, a little bit of rubbing alcohol. It's going to clean that processor off a little bit. Do the same to the bottom of the heat sink. Let that dry for a second. Arctic MX-4 thermal paste. Don't know if it's great, don't know if it's the best, but I do know that's what I'm using today. Okay, how do I want to do this? The plug's over there. Okay, so I'm just going to set this right down on it. Processor just like that. I have 4 screws. Which I have to get aligned in that back plate. And there's one. Once you get the first one in, they should all pretty much go in pretty fairly easily from there. Said I really like these heat sinks. 92mm fan. They're really quiet. 8 heat pipes. And they're $10. Which is one of the best parts about it. Okay, just want to go caddy corner on this. Change it to this view here for you. Just want to go back and forth caddy corner and just snug it up. It doesn't need to be super duper tight. Pretty good. I like the way that feels. Just enough tension. You can feel it. And now let's plug this into the motherboard. CPU fan header. Which is right there. Which I just did not put it in right. Let's try it again. That's in right. Okay. Next, graphics card. I guess this shot here would be probably the best. I custom made a back plate for this out of acrylic. It's like I said, it's scraps from cutting windows out of these PCs. I saved some scrap pieces. You never know if you have to make an I/O shield, or you can make a back plate for your graphics card that just looks a lot better than the stock circuit board that they show on 90% of them. Now, as you see, I only painted 3 PCI Express slots because I knew this was only a single slot graphics card. Now I want to set that down into its place. if I can. Okay, this is one thing I didn't foresee. Is that the SATA cables appear to be in the way. And they're not. It just appeared to be. I had to push them down. As you don't like bending my cables that tight, but you know, they have to fit under there. I guess if it causes any problems, I could always get right angle connectors. It's almost impossible to stack right angle connectors on SATA ports on the motherboard, but it could be a solution. But I think it'll be just fine the way it is. Now, I didn't even show you guys, that's fastened in permanently. There's no external port or power port on this. Larger cards would have an external power plug, which I left the 6-pin connector underneath that hard drive tray. That if somebody ever upgrades this and puts a bigger card in, they have the power ready for it right there. Now, what I didn't show you was how I put this in. Just the screw comes off of here. It's very simple. Plate comes off. You slide it, your covers. You slide it down in to where it goes. You push that back down, it locks it all in. It's a nice little cover, and it trims it off nice, especially painted blue like that. And as you can see, my homemade I/O shield turned out pretty nice. I got a little bit larger on this one hole for the PS2 port, but other than that, it's pretty good. That's the second one I've made. I'm getting a little better at it. Hopefully the next one will go a lot better. But I won't be doing a video on making one of them until I need one. Usually I get an I/O shield with the motherboards. For some reason this Gigabyte was shipped without it, and I wanted to do this build and I just didn't have time to wait another week so they can send me one, so that's why I made one. I believe now that this computer is assembled. Let's get our front cover. Which I have to modify one tab in this thing because it hits this plate. So I'm removing one tab. Still got 3 more there to hold it on just fine. And that's locked in. How we doing there? Still recording? Surprised. Okay, and the side cover panel. These windows, I'll be doing a video on this for you. How I cut these out. I do not use the rubber molding. I don't like the way it looks. I think if you can cut a perfectly straight square hole, that you don't need to trim at all. And that's just what I believe. I think the trim doesn't make it look as good as if you just really clean cut it and install it like that. And there we have a completed computer. So what I'm going to do now is I am going to hook up a HDMI cable to the monitor behind me, hook up a power cord and a keyboard and mouse, and let's fire this up and let's get her to post. I'll be right back. Let me hook that stuff. Okay, we got a power cord hooked up. HDMI to the monitor. Let's switch source on the monitor. That's it. And let's give it a try. Here the fans are a little loud. That'll be adjusted in the BIOS. Is our processor, the memory? There is no operating system. It boots. It's looking for an operating system, which I didn't put on it yet. Also see, I have a green light in the front. I'm going to have to change this LED bulb that's in that front switch to blue. No big deal, I have them. Other than the fan being a little loud right now, it'll turn down in the BIOS. I'll go back in these BIOS and adjust the fan speed for the rear. That's most likely the rear fan. But everything else looks good. Everything's running. So, let me get an operating system installed on this, and I gotta configure this to that Crossfire so that it works off both graphics cards. So, let me turn it off and let me set it up maybe right here. I'll just do it right here. But let me set up another keyboard and mouse. Let me get it set up, and let me I need to go online and actually look into how to configure this into Crossfire using the APU and the discrete graphics card working together. So take another short break. Let me study on that a little bit and figure out how to set this up, and I'm going to set this up in Crossfire and do a benchmark. Why not? Okay, I'll be back.